Hello, everyone. I'm your opening speaker, just to warm you up. It's really a great pleasure for me to be here this morning and to welcome all of you to the University of Minnesota. I know you were welcomed yesterday, but I'm here to welcome you again. And for some of you, a warm welcome to the state of Minnesota. My name is Meredith McQuaid. I'm the Associate Vice President and Dean for International Programs for the University of Minnesota System. And I'm a sponsor, one of your sponsors for this conference, and I'm delighted to be here to say hello. I hope the conference has already been as productive and inspirational as the program, and I'm sure you're going to have another great day. I want to thank you for the work that you do and for your research and your scholarship on topics of tremendous significance to so many people. For those of you who don't know the university well, I want to begin by telling you that this university has a very unique relationship with the state of Minnesota. We are Minnesota's land-grant institution and its primary engine for research and innovation, ranking 8th in the United States for the amount of money spent on research. It was close to $900 million in 2018. Our role in this state, indeed, the responsibility that each one of us who works here, faculty and staff, is to drive discovery, inspire creativity, explore the past, and plan for the future, with the ultimate goal, of course, of educating our next generation of leaders, scholars, entrepreneurs, and diplomats. And of course, in order to do that effectively, we must ensure that all of our graduates, in every discipline, at every level, leaves us with a deep understanding of the world and their place in it. To become familiar with history we know, but also learn to investigate history that we don't. Educating our next generation of leaders also requires that students at every level and in every discipline have the opportunity to meet people from around the world, not merely to sit next to one another in a large lecture hall or cross paths outside on the mall, but to debate, critique, cheer, support, and to explore ways to do more of all of this, not less. We are proud of the work we do to promote meaningful and lasting interaction between cultures. The University of Minnesota ranks in the top 10 in the country for the numbers of students studying abroad, offering semester and year-long programs in Kenya, Senegal, Spain, Thailand, Ecuador, Mexico, France, and Morocco, as well as faculty-led programs to countries on every single continent. More than 1/3 of every graduating class on the Twin Cities campus spends time learning abroad, from Nagoya to Nairobi, from Dublin to Dakar. We work hard to prepare our students for a world that is increasingly interconnected, mobile, and diverse. Of course, we also welcome international faculty, students, and staff, and rank in the top 20 for the number of international students and scholars on the Twin Cities campus this fall, coming from more than 100 countries. Living, learning, and working side by side allows students to form lifelong bonds with those who will become the leaders of the next generation, not only here in Minnesota, but also in Ghana and Thailand and Iceland and Ireland and South Africa and Argentina, in Japan, in Canada, and Russia, to name just a few. We've welcomed international students to this campus for almost 150 years. These proud gophers can be found in some of the top positions in government, industry, education, and nonprofits around the world. They've created alumni chapters in 15 countries and serve as some of our biggest promoters. And you were likely already aware, or you certainly are now, that our faculty and staff engage in research all over the globe, attempting to solve the world's greatest challenges by digging deep into historical causes while exploring creative solutions. Of course, we do a lot of this research right here at home, but we are well known and well connected all around the world. For the past several years, the university has focused on global grand challenges, including feeding the world sustainably, fostering equitable communities, enhancing individual and community capacity for a changing world, assuring clean water, and advancing health through tailored solutions. And all of you in this room can appreciate that research in each of these areas has allowed us to link our faculty and students with one another across disciplinary, but also across national and international boundaries. This international and interdisciplinary conference is an important example of that, and one that will likely lead to more connections for all of you. Thank you again for your work. After I graduated from law school almost 30 years ago now, and before I came back to work for the university, I practiced immigration law, a specialty, as it turns out, that's been extremely helpful to my career, especially these days. But in that capacity as an immigration lawyer, I had the tremendous privilege to meet often with men, women, and children, many of whom had overcome tremendous physical and emotional challenges to make Minnesota their home. My work was technical by its very nature, and my services relatively important to them and their future, at least at that particular point in time. But of course, what I learned from so many of them, serving in that capacity, has made me a better person and has given me perspective that thankfully can never be taken away. Your work and your scholarship is critically important in the small and the large spheres in which we all operate. Thank you for being here, and have a great conference.